Broadcast. Hello, and welcome to this edition of the Game Out Loud podcast. I, of course, am your host this week, Jordan Rusnack, and joining me is my comrade, my friend, my pal, my cohort, my consort, my collaborator, my consigliere, Robert Peterson.
What are we doing? Are we doing spooky voice or what?
I don't know.
What's the theme this week, Jordan?
This just
No one filled me
started.
in.
I think it's actually just improper pausing is what I'm doing.
Okay. So it's an attempt at Shatner.
It could also be a walking if you just add a different accent. I'm bad at walking.
I was going to say, man, if you're going to do someone that frequently impersonated, you got to really nail it.
Yeah, no, I can't do. I'm not a very good impersonator. I got a couple things that I like to give a hand on, but not much. But yeah, that's not why we're here, though. I think video games are actually why we're here. But notice, there's only two of us. This guy,
Just the two of
that
us.
guy, and this guy. My thing's mirrored, so I'm pointing the wrong direction. But yeah, it's just the two of us, you and I. We can make it if we try. Will Smith, please don't sue us. Dylan actually had to go and fight off in a long lost war in a long time ago and far, far away. So he'll be back next week.
He's creating Z's.
Creating Z's.
Z's.
I thought he was getting throat hugged by Darth Vader.
Sure, we can go with that.
Well, in the essence of time, seeing as we're recording late, it's a weird day, and there's only two of us, let's talk about what we've been playing, and you and I were lucky enough to get a review copy from Tiny Build of a game called... That's where you play. You come in here.
Oh, Speedrunners.
Yeah, yeah, Speedrunners. That little game. And man, when I first saw that, I didn't know what to expect. I thought basic looking. You know, I saw it in stills. Like, okay, it's a racing game. Whatever. All three of us fired it up last night, and well, I think I'll go last. What do you have to say on that front, Rob? What did you think of Speedrunners there?
So start with the negative. Get that out of the way. What is the deal with some of these indie games and their weird fucking interfaces?
Yeah, they it's almost like they're like, we're indie, so we don't have to have things that work properly.
What are menus are anti-game.
Right.
But yeah, the interface kind of weird, but awesome game. It really is cool and very addictive, especially if one of your buddies is an asshole who's way better than you at it and keeps playing over and over again.
So, Rob, you know, I wasn't going to call you that, but I guess if the shoe fits.
It does not, because I'm terrible at the game.
I'm not that good at it. I mean, I just played the game.
You're a big fish in a small pond then.
Oh, yeah? And for some reason, my wife is calling me, even though I'm upstairs. I'm not sure what's going on. But the Speedrunners, I find, was a very Twitch game, a very reflex-oriented game that I liked a lot. I mean, it's basic in its concept. Create or complete this circuit while being a running character, while avoiding these different things, like these different obstructions. So you can jump, you can slide, you can use the items that you find in the map, sort of like Mario Kart.
And in the format of a traditional platformer.
Yeah.
It looks like a platformer. It kind of controls like one, but it is not one.
Yeah, no, definitely not. But it's a lot of fun. The objective is to be the person who's in the lead. And then in that way, if you can make the other people fall far enough behind that they fall off the screen, then they get destroyed.
Right. And it's a scrolling camera, so people can get the image. So the camera's moving to keep up with the guy who's in the lead. Or maybe it's just moving. Maybe it's not locked
No, it's locked to the person.
It is locked to the person.
It's weird because if you're all together, it locks to the person in front. If it zooms out, it sort of looks like it's locked on the person in the middle, while you still have somebody over here and you guys over here.
Right, because I've seen the person in the front almost escape, so to speak, like get right up to that edge.
Yeah, and then once they hit that edge, that's when it then focuses on them, and then it kills the people behind. That's why when you have those diagonal jaunts, that's why that happens, and it just wipes people out. Or those spots where you have just really, really quick straights. That will be quick. But my God, like, I was having so much fun playing with you guys. Like, I was hoping that it would be one of those games that we go to and play all the time, just as a co-op thing or as a thing. And then I realized that never happens. That never happens with games that I'm good at.
Yeah, I wonder why. I wonder why that is. No, I would definitely play more of this though. And there's something so it's the most frantic game I've ever played. Right. I mean, it makes Smash look like
Smash like
Minecraft.
Yeah, it's different. Like, I didn't expect it to be near that hectic or that fast pace. And you have to have those controls right. Like, you were having a problem yesterday with controls. You got to have those accurate, or else you're going to be hitting the things, do the wrong thing. And I'm watching how you're playing this, because when you die, you have to watch the other people play and circle and go around. I'm watching Rob, and he's in the lead, and he's not taking advantage of any of his maneuvers. He's not, like, using his grappling hook to get a little bit of extra jump. He's not using his items or anything. Like, what's he doing? And then I realized Rob only knows how to hit the jump button.
Oh yeah, the first round we played.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh no, you have all these other things you can use. And you're like, oh, thanks, that'd have been good to know before I'm in the game. Oh, well, my bad.
Yeah, and if you go again on the weird interface, if you go to remap your controls, it's not like a traditional menu. It highlights the first control to be remapped, and whatever you push, that's it now. And if you mess up any of them, you have to redo the whole thing. I don't know if you played with that. Yeah.
Oh, that's absurd.
So it's fucking weird, but yeah. Despite all that stuff, it is a really good game. It's it's something I could see sinking a lot of time into, because it's just, I don't know. I've never played a game like it. It definitely runs at its own insane pace, and you know, like I said, it kind of combines some elements of platformers but also very competitive, and yeah, it's just a good time.
Well, we haven't even covered the fact that while you're doing this, you pick up items that you then use to screw over the other players, kind of like Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Like, you can drop a crate. You can shoot an ice beam in front of you that freezes people. You have the concussive force that either throws you forward and them back, or if you mess it up, it throws the opposite direction. My favorite is the time bomb, because you can lay the time bomb down, or the remote bomb. Sorry, you made the remote bomb down. You can leave it there, and then when people go to jump over to something, you can blow it up and blow them back, or you can just drop it and hit it at the same time while you're boosting, and it gives you a super boost. So you just like fly away. But then you try to use that, and somebody uses the grappling hook that pulls you back. Oh, it's so infuriating. I hate that stupid thing. Dylan is so good at pulling me back in those little instances where I'm like, oh, I got it. And he's just like, and he's like, nope, I got it.
Yeah, and that's hard, because you've got to be on that shit, because you don't stop moving and attack someone. I mean, you are always on the go in this game, or you will drop off the screen and die instantly.
Yeah, and there's times where the levels are designed to make you feel like you need to go one direction, and you actually have to go another, so you end up like locked under the level, like with them progressing, and you're being like, I'm just under here, just running along.
Yeah, that can be a little frustrating.
Yeah. Well, other than that, I played Dark Souls 3, of course, this week, because I'm, just falling down that hole.
How are you liking that? We are going to do a Dark Souls 3 episode at some point. I don't think I'll be on that one, because I'm going to be off the show for a while coming up here.
Yeah, Rob, this is your last show for a bit, yeah?
It probably is, yeah.
Somebody here is becoming a father.
Yep.
You got to brush up on them dad jokes.
Well, that's why I'm friends with you, Jordan.
Yep, that's me. You'll be a father. I'll be a dad.
But we'll get, hopefully Colin will come on and talk about it, because I know if he hasn't beaten it yet, he's damn close. I mean, he's been sinking time into it, and find a couple other people. But I don't know. What do you think about it?
I like it. It definitely feels like it's evolved out of Bloodborne. Like, they put the spores on a Bloodborne shit pile, and then all of a sudden, like, the fungus that grew out of it was the Dark Souls 3. Like, I feel that DNA in there. I feel like I move quicker.
But that's not to say Bloodborn's a shit pile. Just to make that
No,
clear.
no.
We like Bloodborne very much.
Oh yeah, it was our game of the year. Much to your chagrin. But no, I'm using that for the mushroom euphemism. But it does feel like it grew out of that. Like it's something that takes heavily from how that works. But I feel like there's more variation in the build that you can do now because there's way more what seems to be setups for that kind of stuff. You've got magic that seems like it's going to be a viable option early on. You've got faith. You've got all these different things, which Bloodborne really focused on the melee aspect. You really had to either go melee or magic, and magic didn't pay off until end game in Bloodborne. Here, I think it's going to end up coming up more. In fact, I'm playing a deprived character. In fact, let me show you, dear listener, what this character looks like. Because Rob here can't see, but this is what I like to call something special. And yeah, so if you'll enjoy, it'll take a second to go away. That's my Dark Souls character. Yes, he is glorious. He looks like Kermit the Frog who looks like a Dark Souls character. It's bad. You can see that later, Rob, on the edit. But or have I sent you a picture of him yet?
Huh?
Oh, I swear I did. But yeah, I'm liking it. It definitely feels more fun than Dark Souls was to me. It's a very funny game if you haven't run into any of the comedy that's happened even in just the first 2 hours. The way things happen. Have you been playing it?
No, I haven't played it at all. I haven't even fired it up yet.
Oh, okay.
I do own it and is downloaded on my PS4, but I just haven't had time to jump in yet.
So, pointer for you. At some point in a very Demon Souls or Dark Souls-esque way, a dragon is going to land and blow fire everywhere. I mean, that's just what they do.
I saw this GIF online.
Oh, what is it? What's the GIF?
I think the caption was like, oh yeah, someone put a note that said there is no dragon ahead or something like that. And the person walks up ahead and it's this, so the dragon fucking shows up.
Oh yeah. Well, it's possible to run through where that dragon attacks and get to the door that he's parked over. Go in there.
Okay.
That's all I'm telling you.
Okay.
And then we'll talk back later, because I laughed out loud when I entered that area, and you'll see why. I mean, it was 2 a.m, and I was there like.
Well, the dragon in Dark Souls 1 that lands on the bridge. Did you ever get that far?
Yeah.
It's pretty near the beginning.
Yeah, I got there.
Okay. I cheesed that dragon. I found a little spot way down below, and I bought 500 arrows or whatever the maximum amount of arrows you can buy in that game was. You can kill that
dragon?
Yeah, I just cheesed it with arrows for 25 minutes, just doing a few damage each time, and it couldn't get to me because of where I was standing, and I killed it.
That's
awesome. That was pretty great.
I haven't
you
tried
can kill it without cheesing it too, but I never.
I cheesed the dragon in Demon Souls, not Dark Souls though. Killed that thing.
I haven't played much Demon Souls. Just a little bit. I've played.
Don't.
I own it.
Oh, well, I won't go through that with you. I apologize. I paid my dues with Demon Souls.
Yeah, I've heard.
Not so much on the good side. But yeah, in the essence of time, are we going to do an extra points here where I talk about something that I just forgot, or are we just going straight into our topic? Which I think let's go to a topic. What do you think? No, let's.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
What did you?
I don't remember what I watched. I was going to watch something. I just watched it with my wife. Where are you hiding? Or is that?
Let's just do the topic.
Okay. What the fuck is going on with Microsoft and Sony putting out what they are calling 0.5 releases, or what are being deemed as 0.5 releases, which don't actually seem to be that case. In the past, console cycles lasted, and then you had a new generation. Console cycle lasted, then you had a new generation. Now you've got both Microsoft and Sony actually releasing this to the public in the form of their codename Neo device, talking about releasing a graphically increased console I, I, I don't like this. I don't like it one bit, Rob. What are these guys? Fucking
Why?
Apple?
Why don't you like it?
Because like look at like a console. The whole idea behind a console is you have that console for a long time and it plays all the games.
Yeah. That what? How would that change?
Because despite what they say, I doubt they are going to have complete overlap with the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation Neo or PlayStation 4.5, whatever they want to call it. After a certain point, the base hardware is not going to be adequate enough to do what the new hardware can. And developers are not going to want to deal with that. Like, they already right now are now basically taking on two loads, two different levels of quality, which is nothing new for video game developers as far as the PC goes, right? Like PC, you have to develop for a broader spectrum of devices, cards, like software, etc. With consoles, that's the glory of what a console is. It's a closed platform. There's fucking one of them if you're on PlayStation. There's one of them if you're on Microsoft. Like, one generation. You may have separate generations where 360 and Xbox One both coincide at once, but now you're going to have developers on those consoles developing for the PlayStation Neo and the PlayStation 4, in theory, right? So, like, doesn't that just add a whole bunch more problems? Doesn't that add a whole bunch more, like, quality assurance testing? I mean, if you have a console that has more capability, they're going to want to take advantage of that capability. Where does that leave the base console in that interim or in that reality?
Exactly where it is, and it lets people who want to upgrade. I don't see the problem at all. Even if in this next one, we already start to see games that are exclusive to that platform and don't work exactly the same on the PS4, just with lower graphics quality, then that'll be a problem, because then at that point it's essentially the PS5. But that doesn't sound to me like what they're doing. What it sounds like they're doing is kind of similar to the iPad, except each iPad does make some old iPad games obsolete. It's just the newer, faster, better that can play things a little better. If you want to.
Yeah.
If that's the route they're going, which is the only route that makes sense to me, I think that's great. And then if they just release one every 2 years, say after the third one releases, maybe some stuff will start to get phased out on the first one, and then it'll be time to upgrade. But at that point, it's been a whole console generation anyway, so it's not like you're being rushed to go out and buy a new console.
I think that alienates your user base that you already have. I mean,
Why?
Because people just spent fucking $400 on a device to, like, as early as 2 days ago or as late as 3 years ago. When you're looking at the comparison that you've had for the last generation and the generations before that, as far as money spent to like lifetime of that cycle, I'm pissed. I mean, I have a fucking Xbox and a PS4 downstairs that do nothing.
You've had your PS4 for 2.5 years.
Yeah. That's not nearly long enough to me for a cycle of a generation to be over.
But you would still be able to play any game you want.
Not at the same.
All the same games would still come out.
I don't think that's going to be the case.
Of course that's going to be the case. Otherwise, it would be a new console.
Yeah, and
you just won't be able to play it in 4K.
So are you telling me that the iPad, the iPad Air, or sorry, no, just the iPad and the iPad Pro are the same console?
No, but
so those have been iterated ballpark. That far in that bit. Now, where's the generational gap there? Like, you have the
I don't know enough about iPads to answer that question.
Well, I was going to answer my own question. You have the 4 generations of iPad, then you have iPad Air 1 and 2, and then you have the Pro series. But that took 7 years to do, and in like 7 iterations of that thing.
Yeah, one a year.
This
is maybe one every 3 years is what is the pattern that's being set.
I can see that, and I understand where they're coming from. Apple does this very successfully. They have their products they release on a bi-yearly basis, but that's not the console market. I really think that people are going to get the bad image from that, and that is that
I don't think so at all.
Being greedy.
What do people start bitching about as soon as a new console comes out? Oh, the PC looks better. People
Correct.
always want a newer, faster console. If you set it up so that you get the newer, faster console and it plays all the same games as the old console and vice versa, but the newer one plays them better, where's the problem?
Because eventually, once you have the next iteration that comes out, then the PlayStation's over.
Right. And at that point, if that's what happens, if they go PS 4.5, PS5, then it's just a new console generation. And then that's when you upgrade if you didn't want to get the mid tier one.
So how many years is okay for this? Like every 3 you say you seem fine with. Would you be okay with every 2? Would you be okay with every 1?
It just depends on how they do it. Like I said, it depends on how fast the software becomes obsolete on the old consoles. But they're not stupid. They're not just gonna the PS4 is selling incredibly well. They're not gonna just make that obsolete willy-nilly. That doesn't make any sense. It's the best selling console right now. As far as I know, for how long it's been released, it's the fastest selling console of all time, or damn close.
Do you think they'll
So
offer an upgrade path to try to?
well, and that's what we don't know. They haven't even said how they're doing this, and it's not even super clear to me that they're doing it for sure, period. But some people are speculating that, yeah, it's just going to be something like a hardware add-on that you buy. Some people are saying, no, it's going to be a whole new console. If they do it, it makes way more sense to me that it's a new console.
Oh, I think it'll be
I
a whole
don't-
new console, but I wonder if they take the people who purchased an Xbox or a PlayStation and say, "Hey, give us your PlayStation and we'll give you $200 off. We'll give you $150 off." Something just to help ease that for people who are their fans, but that's a lot of money to throw out. Like, I mean, because
Yeah.
if you bought it, let's say you were a first run, you bought a $399 PlayStation. Now they're doing this. You're like, well, I'm a PlayStation fan. I like PlayStation. I want to support PlayStation. Like, to those people, I think they need to offer some sort of path that allows them to get that new console at a discounted rate while getting rid of their old one.
Does Apple do that with your new iPhone?
No, but retailers do.
Okay, right. Well, yeah, they GameStop and those places always do that. They did that with the PS3 to PS4. But you're talking about Sony.
True, but then again, this is a rather unprecedented move that Sony's doing, so maybe they'll take unprecedented action.
Yeah, I don't think so.
A
I
girl
mean,
can dream,
yeah,
right?
there will always be people who are upset that the thing that they had that was so shiny is now not the shiniest thing there is. But I don't know what to tell those people besides too bad.
Yeah.
Like I said, if this comes out and it turns out this is basically a new console and it plays games that absolutely will not play on the PS4, then it's time to go like, what are you thinking, Sony? But I can't fathom a world where that's true. That makes no sense.
Yeah, and I agree. But then again, I don't think that this makes sense. Just based off the history of how consoles work. Granted, it makes sense when you look at it from a marketing perspective and you look at the way Apple does things and everyone wants to get in on that sweet, sweet Apple goodness. But look at
But it's not just Apple, it's any high-end consumer electronic.
consoles are not high-end consumer electronics. I don't give a fuck who you are. PCs that are like that are like $2,000 that'll run this stuff. That's a high-end electronic. Consoles
Okay.
are like $200 to $300. It should
Right, so you just contradicted your own point.
Yeah,
that you
shut
just
up.
spent.
But my computer will stay relevant much longer than the console will. My console's already obsolete. Like, it was obsolete the second I bought it. And the problem is that
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
feel that they have the game base to justify what they're doing. Like,
You don't think so? The PS4? I think the PS4 has awesome games.
I think
I mean, yes, it's no PC, but
yeah, I mean, if it comes down to it, I mean, Bloodborne is the only game that I found to be a PlayStation 4 exclusive that is worth owning a system for.
well, we'll see how Uncharted does. But I'm really looking forward to that. I'm going to
true.
squeeze in some Uncharted time around the baby.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll sneak on that for that week and talk about that.
Yeah,
See
we'll
how
have
it
to
goes.
take a look. And that's May 30th or May 25th or something like that.
I think it's May 11th, if I remember correctly. I don't know. I don't remember. But
Yeah, 24th.
whatever it is.
I know 24th is a Tuesday. That's my birthday. I'll be in Seattle. Yeah. But I don't know. You and me seem to be of different minds. Too bad we don't have a third party to sit here and either side with you or me.
Dylan, anything?
I think Jordan was the right answer.
Oh, Dylan, why do you sound kind of like Mickey? Oh, I don't know.
Jesus, why do you sound like Mickey talking through a walkie-talkie?
Yeah, well, the best part is they don't the audience won't get that joke because this microphone is only going to you.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's funny.
but yeah, no, I think it's good. We both are different opinions. If we both agree, then that would be a really boring podcast. But I think we'll have to see how it shakes out, and also see how the general public reacts to it. I can't see that going over. My words aren't working. I can't see it going over extremely well. But
Well, keep in mind too, also VR's coming out soon, and it would sure be nice to have some better graphics. You know, they're going to be trying to run these games at 120 frames per second in stereo on a console. So, you know, a little extra juice would be good for PSVR.
they haven't said if it's directly like compatible with that yet. I don't see why it wouldn't, but they haven't said it. God damn it! So I'm gonna say it's not, and it's a piece of shit, and it's gonna fucking kill the world.
Okay.
You just agree that easily?
How could I agree with a point like that?
I wish my wife came around that quickly. But yeah, and I mean, hell, we get the talk of the PlayStation 4.5, the Neo, the rumor of the Xbox. Hell, we have the Neo or the not the Neo. What is it? The NX rumored to be coming out here pretty soon. I think we'll get more.
Is that
about
what you've been talking about with the Neo this whole time?
No, Neo is Sony. NX is Nintendo.
Okay. Neo's not a real name though.
No, it's a code name.
Yeah.
It's their new thing.
Morpheus, Neo. Yeah. See that
What
that
is
even
where's the Trinity? Where's the Switch and mouse? Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah.
The Matrix. For those
No
of you.
one ever noticed that before, Jordan.
I didn't. I'm not gonna lie. It took you saying Morpheus and Neo next to each other for me to actually get that. Oh man, maybe I do need to sleep more often. I don't know. It's a weird world we live in, Rob.
It is. Cats and dogs sleeping together, consoles upgrading mid-cycle.
Lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my! What was the
VR
shortest
not
cycle?
shipping?
VR not ship. Speaking of, yeah, have you gotten any info on that?
Yeah, it's delayed 2 months. So now it was a little less than 2 months. It was like 7 weeks. I've got between 3 and 4 weeks till it shows up now.
Okay, so hopefully by June.
Yeah, definitely. Well, don't want to say definitely based on this launch, but
No, I was talking about
they
at
are
my house.
saying by June. Yeah.
I can't wait, dude. I can't wait for you to get that and give us your interpretation of it.
Yeah, and I want to see what you think too after I ship you the DK2 so you can play some Elite with me in
Yeah,
VR.
I installed it last night, and I just closed down the launcher before we started this recording. So, man, it's an exciting time to play video games. In fact, to quote someone much wiser than me, it's the best time to be playing video games. Thank you, Vinny Caravella.
Amen to that.
Man, that guy cracks me up. He is definitely like a man of my own, or maybe I'm a man of his own stat, because that guy has dad jokes for days. Like, I love it so much. Oh, and look at that. I need to turn off my screen going off because we have these podcasts. My screen turns off because I don't touch the mouse for a while. But on the gaming front, man, anything else been catching your eye on the news? Anything else been coming up that you want to have a heated debate on?
Not till VR shows up,
Sweet.
and then we'll see.
Sounds like that could be a good thing. Like I said, I'm excited to see that more in the VR headspace will be fun for I think general use. I'm really looking forward to the AR reality. Augmented reality.
Yeah, that's a little further out, but we're getting there.
Like that, I think that stuff's cool. The HoloLens I thought was a really cool idea. That, I mean, I'm getting ready to have kids soon. You are literally getting ready to have a kid soon. I think augmented reality lends itself better for people in our situation.
Yeah, when you have a kid, there's huge benefits to augmented reality. Like when they come out of the womb and the doctor holds them up, you can have it put a mustache on their face.
Yes, I was thinking the sign that
And
says
other
came
important
from
things.
here. You know.
You can have all that Snapchat bullshit that you love to stick on people's faces. You can just put it on in real time when they're just walking around.
If you want, you could have an augmented reality where you face swap your wife and your child.
Sure. Yeah.
That sounds
would be
horrifying.
terrible. I don't know why you would do that. Good Lord, Jordan. But I can't wait till you can download skins. So like you wake up and go, you know what? I want life to be Coruscant today. And then you're just in Star Wars and it turns the city into big, tall buildings and all the people into aliens. You know, that's what I'm looking forward to with AR.
Oh, yeah. Where do I want to be today?
You just download skins for reality.
How do you
I want to live in
be,
Gotham City today.
Think those would be bitmaps or bump maps? Oh, these are JPEGs. We'll just put these. It just wraps around the person. You can like unwrapper them. Like, God, that'd be so cool. I can't wait for that. But if that comes to pass, we here on the Game Out Loud podcast will probably talk about that, right, Rob?
I would think so.
Sweet.
I don't know. I might be too busy just walking around looking at shit.
Yeah. Well, I think at that point, is there any time for closing arguments? Anything from you, Rob, as far as the new consoles go? Fuck the new consoles. I'm glad you're on board with me. Is that what that meant? No?
Sure.
Okay. I think I said it all. I'm leery of this. I'm leery of this as a practice just because it's something that's different, and we all know how much I don't like change. So let's hope that I'm being phobic of change, and it's absolutely nothing to worry about.
You are. It's great. It'll be awesome.
All right. Well, if you have an opinion and you want to let us know about it, you can find us at gameoutloudpodcast@gmail.com. That's the email. You can also find us at gameoutloudcast. At gameoutloudcast? Yeah, not podcast. At gameoutloudcast. That's the Twitter. You can go to www.gameoutloudpodcast.com. That's the website. Or you can find us on iTunes. That's the iTunes. I had nowhere to go with that one. But one thing we would like to request is if you do enjoy the show and you would like to maybe let people know, let them know on iTunes. Because rating, reviewing, subscribing, all those things bring us up in the rankings and let us be discoverable to other people. And we do a lot of hard work here on the podcast. And it's nice to know that Rob is appreciated. Yes. I appreciate you, Rob. Now I just need to get other people to say it.
Not going to happen.
All right. Well, on that note, folks, thanks for tuning in. Sorry it was a shorter episode this week, but next week we'll be back with the full cast. We'll have a full setup go for you. Hopefully you enjoyed it. But until then, we will check you later.